It is officially the holiday season, folks. I've got the Christmas garb on. We've got the festive Mario tree behind us, right? It's time, and which means the sales are starting. We are very quickly approaching Black Friday, and Nintendo has started their eShop sale for Black Friday. So the sale has officially started, and it is running until December 3rd Pacific time. So I've combed through the list of all of these games and picked out some of my favorites and some that I think are worth picking up if you haven't already. So lock in, everyone. We're talking 53 games that are worth picking up from this list. Let's hop into it. First up, I have Splatoon 3. This game's coming in at 30% off for $42. Now, if you haven't played Splatoon before, it's pretty much Nintendo's take on the multiplayer shooter genre that is so popular on other platforms, but it's got that more family-friendly take to it, where you're covering the map with paint while also taking out enemies to win the round. So it's a really fun game. I've had such a good time playing Splatoon over the years, so this one's definitely worth getting your hands on if you're looking for that fun multiplayer experience, especially now on the Switch 2, where it got a performance boost, it got some extra stuff, and you have game chat so you can squad up with your friends and play. Pretty solid title to pick up. Next up, we have Prince of Persia and the Lost Crown Complete Edition. This one's coming in at 50% off for $20. Now, I've heard nothing but good things about this particular Prince of Persia game. Nothing but good things, and I'm kind of tempted personally to pick this one up. For getting the Complete Edition for only 20 bucks, that's really a steal of a deal. This is a really, really nice deal, and one that I'm heavily considering. I've already picked up a couple games that we'll talk about here in this video from this sale, but yeah, all around, just this is a really cool one. Moving on, we have Elder Scrolls Skyrim. This is the base edition for the Nintendo Switch. It does not include the anniversary edition upgrade, coming in at 67% off for $16.50. Now, Skyrim is great. I absolutely love Skyrim. Not including the anniversary edition is kind of a bummer. That might be on sale separately, so you may have to look into that one. But I absolutely love Skyrim on the Switch. I think it's a lot of fun. The motion controls are really cool. There's just a lot to do. I've played probably the most Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch because I've played through multiple times and just enjoyed my time. So definitely one that you should be considering if you haven't played this one yet. I'm really hoping for that Switch 2 upgrade. I really think this one needs a Switch 2 upgrade, and I'm really hoping that it comes. But yeah, later down the road, hopefully we get that. But right now, we still just have the base Switch version. Moving on, we have Hogwarts Legacy, as well as it bundled with Quidditch Champions, and this is coming in at 85% off for $15. Now, I've played Hogwarts Legacy, and it is a blast. This is, I believe, the Switch 1 version, which you can then upgrade for the Switch 2 for $10. Definitely worth doing if you have the Switch 2. I absolutely love this game on the Nintendo Switch 2. Quidditch Champions is kind of interesting. It's not unfun. I played it over on Xbox. It's a decent enough time. But I don't think it's as good as the old Quidditch game that I played back on the GameCube. I forget what that one was even called, but that game was freaking awesome. And this one doesn't quite capture the same magic. Still a good time, still fun, but not quite as good as the previous Quidditch game that we got. But coming in at only 15 bucks, this is a really good deal and one that I do recommend you guys pick up. But you know what you don't have to wait for a sale for? Hitting the subscribe button. I don't know if you guys know this, but this takes a lot of time, finding all these deals, doing all the B-roll recording and stuff for the trailers and everything. And if you're a Nintendo Switch fan, I make videos like this all the time. So subscribing is definitely awesome, and I appreciate it a ton. I cover Nintendo Switch news, reviews, things of that nature. So if you're a Switch fan, make sure you're subbed for more. But moving on. Madden 26. I've talked about Madden so many times here on the channel. I absolutely love Madden on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, it doesn't run as great as it does on other platforms, but it's still a perfectly playable and enjoyable experience on the Switch 2. I've played so much Madden on my Switch 2. I was in a Madden league. I've played a ton online. I've just played my story mode where I'm like running through as the coach for the Lions. Like, I'm just having such a good time with Madden, and coming in at 50% off for $35, definitely worth getting your hands on. Now, if you're a soccer fan, FC 26 is also on sale right now for the same discount, 50% off. That brings it to $30 on the Nintendo Switch 1 and $35 on the Nintendo Switch 2. So definitely something to keep your eye on if you're a sports fan out there. The Madden and FC games being that discounted is really nice for the holidays. Luigi's Mansion 3 is on sale. Very interesting that this one's on sale for the Christmas holiday sale versus the Halloween holiday sale. But yeah, this one is One of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch. It is just fantastic. I absolutely love Luigi's Mansion. It's coming in at 35% off for $40. Definitely recommend picking this one up if you have not played it already. It's an absolute treat. It's probably one of the best, if not the best looking Nintendo Switch game they released. It is just a treat on the eyes, and it is fantastic. Moving on, we have Sonic Racing Crossworlds. The Digital Deluxe Edition is coming in at 30% off for $56. Now, this one is kind of enticing to me personally, for the reason that this is the Switch 1 version. So you're able to get the Switch 1 version and start playing right now, but the Switch 2 version actually launches next month for a $10 upgrade. So you can catch this with the DLC all included on this sale and then upgrade for $10 next month. That is a really smart way to go about picking this game up if you plan to get the Switch 2 version of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I liked what I played of the Switch 1 version of this game. I had a really good time with it, and I'm very excited for the Switch 2 version, so I'm very tempted to grab this game at this discount. This is a really, really nice discount, plus that $10 upgrade. You're going to save a little bit of cash on this particular game if you're planning to pick up the Switch 2 version next month. Now we have Disney Dreamlight Valley, another really awesome game. I played this on the Switch 1, and it is quite nice. Now, this is another one that desperately needs a Switch 2 upgrade, but it's still a fun and playable game, coming at 30% off, $28. It's a cozy life sim game, but you're in a Disney world, so you're interacting with all the Disney characters and have a bunch of like Disney-based cosmetics. It's a really cool game, so if you're into those cozy style games, this one is definitely one to keep your eye on if you're a Disney fan. Moving on, we have Split Fiction. This game is just well-renowned. Everybody loves this game. Coming in at 20% off, $40. This is a co-op game, but if you buy this game, you are able to give a code to a friend, so you're able to play with someone else because, like I said, it's co-op. You need somebody else to actually play this game. So really solid coming in at the 20% off. This one was very, very well loved when it came out earlier this year, so just an absolute treat of a game to be able to pick up at that discount. Daemon X Machina, the original one, not the new one that just came out. This is the OG. This is coming in at 30% off for $42, and I have mixed feelings on this game. I enjoyed this game, but it had a lot of issues that I thought the sequel definitely fixed up. It's still a very fun game. But I personally, I would say skip this one and get the new one. But yeah, I still think this is a fun game and a good game if you're into mech building games. There's a lot to do in this game. But there were some gripes that I had with it when I played it back on the original Switch that I feel like the sequel just completely took care of, and I really like the sequel so much more than I like this one, but this one's still a good time. Persona 5 Royal is coming in as well on sale, 65% off for $21. Everybody talks so highly of the Persona series. I personally have not dove in. I don't have the time. They're super long games. They're like, people talk about their save files being like 120 hours to get through the game. I don't have that kind of time. I just don't. So I've kind of steered away from this, but I've heard nothing but good things about this series. Next up, we have Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This is the original game, not the sequel, Sparks of Hope. And I absolutely love this game. This game is, in my opinion, better than the sequel. I prefer this game to the sequel. It's coming in at 75% off for $10, as well as all the DLC is on sale as well. So if you wanted to pick this up and get all of the content, it is all on sale. But absolute treat of a game. Has that strategy combat game. Like, I never expected a game, one, to cross over Mario and Rabbids, but two, to have a game that gave Mario a gun. Like, that's just not something that I ever anticipated happening, and it's an absolute treat of a game and one that I recommend you guys pick up if you're into those strategy-style games. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, I feel like this game is literally always on sale, but it is here once again, coming in at 40% off for $30. Pretty decent deal, and these, I played these as a kid, you know, the originals, and had such a great time with them growing up. So if you're into the more arcadey-style skating games, Tony Hawk is a solid one to pick up on sale. Now, if you're looking to test your relationship with any of your friends or family at Christmas time, you can pick up Overcooked All You Can Eat on sale. This one's coming in at 66% off for $13.59. This game is just one of those fun party games that you can hop in and play with friends and really, like I said, test your relationships, because you'll probably be screaming at each other to try and complete the challenges and like yelling while you're trying to cook all the meals and get everything dished out. This one I've heard nothing but good things about. People just absolutely love this series, and it's a lot of fun to play with a group of people, so it's perfect for the holiday season. Next up, we have Warioware Move It. This is coming in at 20% off for $40. This is one that has a lot of those micro games that you find in the WarioWare series, but the gimmick of this one is that it's kind of all motion based. So you got to be up and moving and doing things of that nature to complete the mini games, which is kind of cool. Not a big fan of the WarioWare games personally, but it's still a fun party game, especially, you know, we're talking about the holidays, and this one fits that get together with the family and play kind of mentality that you get with the holidays. So definitely something to have on your radar if you're looking for a fun game to play with everyone this holiday season. Next up is my favorite indie game of all time. That's Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb Cultist Edition is coming in at 50% off for $15. An absolute treat of a game. Make that cozy life sim a bit more demonic as you're raising a cult rather than a village of happy villagers. You're raising a cult of happy cultists, and you're doing things like hosting sermons. You're taking on a kind of like a roguelike kind of dungeon crawling experience, as well as like, you know, sacrificing people and raising the cult and increasing your power. It's just such a fun and unique game with a fantastic art style. Absolutely love Cult of the Lamb on the Switch. Next up is Bayonetta 3. This one everybody loves. Everybody loves Bayonetta. Coming in at 30% off for $42. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I'm kind of considering this one as well. I haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet personally, and I've heard it's actually running even better on the Nintendo Switch 2, which makes it very enticing for me to consider picking up. Kind of that Devil May Cry style combat system that you get in those like hack and slashy kind of games, and it looks like an absolute treat. One of the rare Nintendo rated M games that is definitely interesting as far as Nintendo games go. Most people associate Nintendo with like kids games. This one, a little more on the more mature side, so definitely something to check out if you haven't already. Next up, we have Dark Souls Remastered. Absolutely love this game on the Switch 1. I've played it and enjoyed my time with it quite a bit. It's coming in at 50% off for $20. If you're looking for a Souls-like game on your Switch, what's better than the original Souls game? I mean, yes, there's Demon Souls, but we're talking about Dark Souls here specifically, right? You can pick this up before Elden Ring. Elden Ring coming next year, so if you're looking for something to hold you over until then, definitely worth picking up at 20 bucks. We got another game that you can scream at your family members with while you play. That's Moving Out 2. 66% off, $11.20. This game's coming in, and it is kind of like that co-op, got a geometry-based game where you're picking up everything in the house and you're loading it onto the truck, but you got to be able to work with your teammates to move the stuff accordingly. Really fun title. Definitely something, again, that you probably will end up like, hey, move over here, yelling at your friends and your family this holiday season if you're playing it together. Definitely a really cool game to check out. Next up, we have a couple Borderlands titles, right? First up, Borderlands 3. Now, I do want to preface, Borderlands 3 is not fixed on the Nintendo Switch 2, so if you play it on your Switch 2, you're going to have issues. There's like graphical glitches, and there's like screen darkening stuff. There's a lot of issues with playing this game on the Switch 2. On the Switch 1, totally fine. No issues. But Switch 2, for whatever reason, something in the Switch 2 messed this game up, and they have yet to patch it. So just be aware of that before you consider picking this one up if you're a Switch 2 owner. This is coming in at 60% off for $24. Now, the rest of the Borderlands games are also on sale in the Borderlands Pandora's Box collection, and this includes Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands the pre-sequel, as well as Borderlands 3 and Tales of the Borderlands. This one's coming in on sale for 75% off for $37.50. Now, I have tested the other Borderlands games on the Nintendo Switch 2, and all of those run fine. It is just Borderlands 3 that seems to have the issue. So if you're looking to get into the Borderlands series, the Pandora's Box collection is a fantastic way to do so. Next up, we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I absolutely love this game. I enjoyed it so much on the Nintendo Switch, and it is just an absolute treat of a game. Fantastic story, awesome characters, huge world to explore. It is just an absolute marvel that this game was made for the original Nintendo Switch. It is coming in at 30% off for $42. If you're into those more action-oriented kind of RPGs, this is the one for you. I'm trying to think. There was a game I played recently that was very, very similar. Pokemon Legends ZA. Kind of the same style of game where you're waiting on your cooldowns to then use an attack while you're moving your character around. Very similar to how Xenoblade 3 plays. Very fun game, and I cannot recommend that one enough. We've got so many racing games right now. Mario Kart, Kirby Air Riders, Sonic Racing Crossworlds. But if you're looking for more racing games, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled is also on sale. This one is coming in at 65% off for $14. You can pick this one up and have a good time. I have not played this one personally, but everyone says it's awesome. Everybody loves Crash Team Racing. So for 14 bucks, if you're a racing fan, definitely something worth checking out. Next up, we have Yakuza 0 Director's Cut on the Nintendo Switch 2. This one's coming in on sale for 30% off at $35. Now, I actually already picked this up as a physical version. So some places already started their Black Friday sales before the eShop sale went up. And I got this game physically for the exact same price. I said in a previous video that I was interested in getting into the Yakuza series, and this literally just came in. I saw it was on sale, I picked it up, and I was like, I'm gonna get it while it's on sale, regardless of if it's physical or digital. I just want to find it and grab it. So I did, and I have it, and I'm excited to hop in and start playing this particular game. I've heard like fantastic things about this series as a whole, so I am very excited with this being like the precursor story to get you into Yakuza. I'm very, very excited to hop in and start playing that game. Then we have Kunitsu Gami Path of the Goddess. I've heard this game is awesome. I've seen a lot of other content creators talk about this game on the Switch too. 25% off for $30. I'm kind of tempted to pick this one up. It's kind of like a tower defense game with this sick Japanese art style to it, where you're like fighting demons and moving this goddess through the map while also placing troops, so that way they can do different things, like set archers over here so they can cover this path, and then set warriors over here. It looks sick. It looks really sick, and coming in at that price, I'm very tempted to grab this one. Then we have Raidou Remastered. This one came out a while ago. This is both on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2, and this is 30% off for $35. Now, I was kind of interested in this game when this came out originally because it reminds me a lot of Spectrobes, right? You're playing as a detective, but you have this ability to like summon demons and be able to use them in combat, and the combat, like I said, reminds me a lot of Spectrobes, and I absolutely love those games. So if this game is similar to that, it's kind of something that piques my interest. I don't know that I'm going to pick it up because there's a lot of other games on this sale that I'm already interested in or have already picked up, so trying to not to blow all my money here, but yeah, this one is something I have my eye on. Moving on, Sonic X Shadows Generations. Again, another game that people absolutely love, especially the Shadow DLC that you get in this game, coming in at 50% off for $30 on the Switch 1 as well as the Switch 2. Everybody loves this title, and apparently it's running really, really well on the Switch 2, so that's really cool. If you're looking for more Sonic Colors Ultimate is available on sale right now as well. This one's coming in at 70% off for $12, and this one's actually something that I kind of was tempted to pick up at that price. It's so cheap. And I absolutely love Sonic Colors. The soundtrack is so good. It is one of the best like theme songs for a Sonic game. I absolutely love that song. So when I was getting B-roll and recording the trailers for this video, I was watching this back and I was like, man, that absolutely cooks. I absolutely love the soundtrack in this game. It's such a fun game. So I was kind of tempted to pick this one up. So if you're looking for more Sonic Colors is really tight. It Takes Two, a former Game of the Year, is available as well. Same director as Split Fiction here. This one's coming in at a really nice deal, 50% off for $20. Another game you need a friend to play. You got to be able to have someone to play with and do co-op because it is that style of game. That's all this studio really puts out. But a really, really awesome game that I could really want to get my wife into. Like, I want to play this with my wife, but I don't know if she's super on board. There's another game on this list that I just got her into, and we're kind of hooked on that right now. So I don't know that we'll get around to It Takes Two right now, but later down the road, I definitely want to try and get my wife into it. Next up, we have Disney Illusion Island, and this one's really, really cool, honestly. 30% off for $21. This reminds me a lot of Rayman Legends. But it's Disney. You have Mickey, Donald, Minnie, and Goofy as characters you can play as. And again, it's that side-scrolling, cartoony platformer, and it reminds me so much of Rayman Legends. And it's a game that I've constantly had my eye on and one that I'm interested in picking up, but I just haven't found the time to be able to be like, yeah, I'm going to spend the money right now to pick it up. But it's one that I'm super interested in playing. It looks like it's full of character and charm, and it just looks fantastic. MLB The Show, going back to our sports fans here, is on sale. This one's coming in at 85% off for $9. I've heard this one's running better on the Switch 2. I have not tried it personally, but I have heard that it's running better on the Switch 2. So if you're a baseball fan, definitely something to pick up for $9. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S is available on sale as well. 40% off for $24 on the Switch 2. If you're into Puyo Puyo or Tetris, both available right now on sale. So $24, pretty good price for this particular game. Moving on, Ace Attorney Anthology is here. So you're getting a handful of Ace Attorney games in this little collection for 55% off, $26.99 for this one. Definitely something to check out. I'm not personally a fan of the Ace Attorney games, but I know many people are, so I wanted to include it in this list. It looks like a decent enough time. It just never quite clicked for me personally. So if you're into that kind of detective style game, searching the crime scenes and then going to the court cases and doing that kind of stuff, definitely something to have your eye on. Capcom Fighting Collection 1+2 bundle is also on sale. So if you're looking for a bunch of Capcom fighting games, this is coming in at a really nice price of 35% off for $39. Tons of games in this collection. Definitely something that you should have your eye on. Shadow Labyrinth. I really like this game. 30% off. It's coming in at $28. And this is like a Metroidvania style game. Think like Hollow Knight kind of style, but Pac-Man is here and is like this little power ball that gives you like this demon Pac-Man form, and like it's super odd and it's very interesting, and I had a great time playing it on the Switch 2. It does have a free Switch 2 upgrade if you pick it up. Very, very solid game. I really enjoyed my time with it. So if you're into Metroidvanias, it's really good. It doesn't do anything particularly new or interesting with the genre, but it's just a really solid one. Like, it does everything just fine. So especially if you're curious before and you didn't want to pay full price, pick this one up on sale. It's definitely worth it. Bravely Default 2. This one's actually sitting on the shelf behind me. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet. 30% off, $42. Fantastic RPG. Love the art style in these games and the Bravely Default series as a whole. Really unique combat system. But yeah, I just haven't gotten around to playing this one in the series, so it's on my shelf. I already have this one, but yeah, it's definitely something, if you're into JRPGs and those Square Enix titles, definitely something to have on your radar. Deadly Premonition 2. Honestly, I don't know who this game's for. 50% off, $25. It just doesn't look very good. I haven't played this game. It's like a cult classic, but like, the graphics just don't look great, and the frame rate looks bad. I don't know if this is running better on the Switch 2 or not, but yeah, it's interesting. But I've heard enough people talk about this game that I wanted to include it on the list. SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake is coming in at 50% off for $20. The SpongeBob games seem to just keep coming. There's lots of SpongeBob titles that just keep popping up, and people seem to be eating them up. They seem to be really enjoying them. So for 50% off for 20 bucks. If you're a SpongeBob fan and you're looking for like a fun platformer, this one looks like SpongeBob has a lot of power-ups and things, so definitely something to keep your eye on. Then another SpongeBob game here on this list, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, 50% off for $15. Again, if you're a SpongeBob fan and you want a good platforming adventure, a more old school kind of take on those games, Battle for Bikini Bottom, the rehydrated version, is available at a pretty solid price. Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is on sale, and I really like this game. It is a Switch game that is one of the better Switch ports. Honestly, it runs really well, it plays really well, and is a fantastic one to add to your library. 85% off for $6. This one, I really recommend you guys pick it up at that price. It is a very good game, very good Switch port, and man, $6 is kind of a steal for this game. It is really, really solid. Next up, we have Dead by Daylight Tokyo Ghoul Edition for 50% off for $20. Now, I have said time and time again, Dead by Daylight really needs a Switch 2 edition. This game kind of runs and looks like doo-doo on the Switch 2. The textures suck. The game is more than playable. I'm not going to sit here and like say the game sucks and is unplayable, but it just doesn't look very good. I played it to test it out on the Switch 2, and it runs well enough. I think it actually runs better on the Switch 2 than it did on the Switch 1, and it's still a very playable game. I was just juking killers out and running around doing a bunch of stuff. So if you are into Dead by Daylight and you're looking to pick this game up on your Switch 2 now, especially now that they have cross progression, definitely something to have your eye on, especially because you do get the Tokyo Ghoul Edition Killer DLC, so you can pick that up and have that killer as well. So a nice little deal with a little bonus on it. Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope is here as well, 40% off for $9. If you're a fan of Shovel Knight or you were looking to get into Shovel Knight, that's a fantastic price. So if you're looking for that retro style game, Shovel Knight's awesome, and I do recommend at $9 you grab this one. Little Nightmares 1 and 2 bundle are on sale right now. Now, I do want to preface that this is not the Switch 2 version of Little Nightmares 1, so if you want that version, you have to buy that separately and buy these games separately. I just recently picked up Little Nightmares 2 in the Halloween sale on the eShop. I played the other two games on the Switch 2, and I wanted to play the second game, and this is coming in at 70% off and $15 for both games. Now, if you're into Little Nightmares or you want to get into Little Nightmares, these games are freaking awesome, and coming in at $15 for the first two games is really, really solid. So if you are a Switch 1 player and you want to get into Little Nightmares, this is a really nice deal for the fact that you get two games here. Like, this is a really, really solid deal, so I do recommend this. Now I have a bundle, and this is one that I absolutely recommend. It's a steal of a deal. It's probably the highest priced games on this list. It's Star Wars Grand Collection. This is coming in at 60% off for $56, but you get 9 Star Wars games in this, and some really awesome ones. There's some that I haven't played in this list, but there's some that I have. Like, I've played Star Wars The Force Unleashed, absolutely fantastic. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is here, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Like, there is so much Star Wars content packed into this bundle. So if you are a Star Wars fan and you're looking for a treat and a ton of Star Wars games to play, this bundle is awesome. Moving on, we have Dredge Complete Edition, and this is coming in at 40% off for $24. This is another one that I have my eye on. I really like the style of Dredge. It kind of has that like dark and twisted take on this like fishing sim game. It looks so cool. Absolutely think it looks fantastic, and I really, really want to get my hands on it. So I'm very heavily considering buying this one from this sale. Again, a lot of games that I've already picked up, and one that we haven't even gotten to yet. And yeah, this one just, I have my eye on it. I have my eye on it, and I think it's going to be really cool. I want to pick it up. We'll see what I do. Now we have the Castlevania Collections Bundle. I believe this has 3 collections in it. So you have a ton of games in this bundle. Like, this is a really good deal. 45% off for $31.89. Like I said, I believe 3 collections. That's a lot of Castlevania to play for $32 essentially after tax. Like, this is a fantastic deal. If you are a fan of Castlevania games, or if you're a Metroidvania fan and you kind of want to go back and see where they got their inspiration, like, pick this up. Pick this up. Next up, we have Blasphemous 2. This is 67% off for $9.89. Blasphemous is a series that I personally haven't jumped into. It's like a side-scrolling Souls-like game. My brother has played the original one and said it was awesome. He really enjoyed it. So Blasphemous 2 continuing on that legacy, and is something that if you're a Souls-like fan, I would recommend checking out. Get your eye on it. See if it's for you. It's got a fantastic art style. Definitely something that's really cool. But yeah, really, really interesting game. Then we have Enter and Exit the Gungeon. This is a bundle deal where you get both games. I really like these games. I really like Enter the Gungeon specifically, but really fantastic indie games. 80% off, $4 for both games. Like, just pick this one up. Don't think twice about it. Just grab it. Grab it right now. Really awesome games. You'll have a great time. I cannot recommend them enough. Moving on, Plants vs. Zombies Batter for Neighborville. I played this on PlayStation 4, I believe. I think that was the system. It was PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4. I don't remember. But this is a really fun Plants vs. Zombies game. There's multiplayer here. There's a bunch of different characters with different play styles to them. Very cool. 81% off for $7.60. Really solid. Then we have No More Heroes 3, 50% off for $25. Really cool looking hack and slashy game. I have not played the No More Heroes games, but again, it's a series that I've heard nothing but good things about. Like, people absolutely love these games. And then continuing on with No More Heroes, we have Travis Strikes Again, 50% off for $15. And then finally, the last game on our list here, and one that I cannot recommend you pick up enough. Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. I love Diablo 3. It is one of my favorite games of all time, and I actually bought this from this sale. Now, I already have this game on the Switch too. However, my wife did not, and I wanted a Diablo game. I keep saying in a lot of videos that I want Diablo 4 to come over to the Nintendo Switch too, right? I really want Diablo 4, but I still love Diablo 3, and they're still putting out new seasons. Yes, they're repeat seasons, but you can keep playing the game and having a good time with it, and it's just a fantastic game. So I picked it up for my wife, and I think I've got her addicted to it. I think I've got her in. We're going through the story right now for the first time. She's having a good time with it. She's playing a necromancer. I'm playing a wizard. We're having fun. I'm really hoping to get her hooked and have this game as something we can keep coming back to, at least until Diablo 4 comes out on the Switch too. But yeah, for 67% off and $19.79, this game has so much content, and they keep bringing out the new season. So if you've never played Diablo 3 before, there's still tons of content for you to dive into and experience in this game. Absolute treat. So I do recommend that one. But that is going to do it for my list of the Black Friday deals on the eShop for you to pick up. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to pick up any of these games, or if I didn't mention a game that you were excited about from the sale, let me know that as well. I did exclude a couple games simply because I don't like them looking at Paper Mario, and the Origami King. Hate that game. Didn't want to add it on the list. So I did exclude some. Let me know what you're interested in, but that is going to do it for this video. Like I said, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out, helps the video out, helps the channel out immensely. But until next time, peace. I can't wait to take this hat off. This is so hot. This is uncomfy.